Hey, this is going to be a video about how to get out of hell because lately that's what I've had to do. And when I use the word hell, this isn't specifically for Christianity only. Hell is a way to describe an emptiness, a loneliness, a being trapped in your own fear, cowardice in a corner. All of that is in sync with the word hell. What we're looking at, though, is a correlation to the breath. Because I don't know when and where I first stumbled upon this power. It's in you. But I can feel when my attention is not on what I am. And fundamentally, all you are is your breath. Now, when I say that, it sounds, oh, we're going right into the non-dually. Not really, because obviously, if we are to use a depiction like hell, we are implying that there is also a other side. So ultimately, I think this journey of life is really about who you are, first of all. When I say that, I mean, why did you come here? Why are you on this planet? That's a question that I remember spiraling through my consciousness when I was in middle school, when I was in elementary school. What am I doing here? Why am I here? What is this? I get it, yeah, right? There's trees, there's water, there's elements, etc. But there's something deeper here. If you resonate, if you're still listening, obviously there is no coincidence. It means you feel what I'm communicating. I'm not speaking on the shallow level of life. And one of the bigger things that can create this hell, back to the main point, is your relationship to other people. And something I've noticed, I've been chewing on this over the past decade, past 20 years of my life. Um, how are people so different, yet we have so much in common? Meaning, I am of the path to see that every single human being has the light within them, has the potential to awaken, has the power. But I can also very much feel that there are levels to this journey. And when I say levels, I mean like um hundreds of thousands of years of levels. And it's weird because there are some humans you speak to and it's like, man, you're new. Like not physical age, but soul, spirit, depth. You're and this isn't a judgment, rather a discernment. You know, if you look at the essence of Christ, which the church has done their best to alter, if you look at the essence of Christ, you can feel that there is such nuance within his message. Extreme nuance. That's what it takes to be able to feel your breath and feel what you actually are. Because if you're real about this journey, meaning you feel, the thing about being in hell is that you didn't choose to be so powerful. The power's a curse until you alchemize it. The power is in feeling. It is very hard to feel deeply on this journey because can, you absorb everything that everyone else is going through. And that is important to do as if you resonate, you've came here. Honestly, my context is I feel like my spirit, my soul, not my conscious decision maker, but I somehow chose to squish thousands, hundreds, so many years into this lifetime. I'm burning. I'm burning with it, and I can't stop. And that doesn't mean I'm stuck in hell. That means that I have a choice every day. And if I choose to stay in hell, that is my choice. Hell and heaven are right here, right in front of you in this moment, right? It's a choice. And that choice, it follows on that line of discernment. Can you see that your thinking is not what you actually are? Can you have awareness of the thought? You don't need to be self inquiry, contemplative 24/7, but you do need to notice the way that you think. Understand the relationship between external stimulus, noise, sound, word, image, sensations, what it creates in your body, in your gut. how it alters your breath, right? When you hear certain sounds, when people say certain words, specific tones of voice, body language, cadence of speech, etc. We're going to make this simple though, because there's so many variables in this journey of conscious awakening. And really, if I were to simply put it, there's the energetic perspective, vibrations. Can you feel the breath? Can you feel your breath? Like, not in this non-dual, woo-woo, crazy, just saint manner, but genuinely, as you go through your day, driving through traffic in the grocery store, if you can notice that you're thinking and realize that those thoughts don't matter. They don't. When you learn to feel your breath, the doing is done for you. You'll execute, you'll be the best person you can possibly be. You'll say the smoothest things in the most majestic way, but it's not your conscious thinking. You learn to let the essence of intelligence of creation run you, move through you, and guide you. All that being said, you cannot just have this, oh, it's all good. Because, man, I feel those triggers, and sometimes my heart, my gut, it's like burning with it. I'm on fire. I'm living this life and I'm just burning alive constantly. And you know what? I would much rather be burning alive than be buried alive. What I mean when I say that is that I have something in me that's fueling me, that's driving me. Sure, it is a cross. Sure, it is a weight. It makes me stronger. I care about humanity. I'm sure you do too. You care about yourself. You care about the bigger picture. You care about the whole. You see that there is a connection, even though this world may seem utterly disconnected, utterly shallow. You may feel so alone. It's like, where are the people who I can talk to? Hey, that's why I'm talking to the camera. You just gotta keep the ball moving. And when I say that, like, you're gonna have practical things that you need to immerse yourself in: business, sport, exercise, nutrition, maintenance, construction. The list goes on, right? You gotta, right, clear the roads, move the snow, lay down the salt, do these things, keep humanity moving. But all simultaneously, it's so important to learn how to be peaceful while doing, while being. Because you're not a human having, you're not a human doing, you're a being. And what does it mean to be? That means that you feel. And you feel so deeply that you understand what compassion is. Again, essence of Christ. He went through such a turmoil and treacherous life, but that erode his ego, that enlightened him, that created the space for him to have that conscious, holistic connection to the breath, which is the source. And whether it is meditation or weightlifting, whatever, there's so many different pathways. It doesn't need to be just the breath. But what I'm saying is, can you feel that sense of peace while you're living your life, while you're building things, making money, interacting with people? Because if not, that means you're living shallow. That means you're not actually processing and you're merely... I always wondered this. This is one of the best examples, I think. I always wondered, how could people move on from relationships so fast when I was younger? I never understood it. Like, for me, I talked to one girl that was bumpy on and off for a long time. I talked to other girls too, but the context is like, I was deep in that thing. I was deep in that connection. And it tore me apart. It broke my heart. But through that pain, through betrayal, I got strong. How's that work, right? You would say, oh, I wish that didn't happen to you. No, fuck, what? I'm glad. I'm glad I've gone through the fire. I'm glad I've been scarred, burned. All of that, right? It's about where you stand. It's not what you're looking at. It's about where you stand. And that's a choice. And your breath can help you feel the discernment, which leads you to learn how to make a choice, a real commitment, a devotional service where you realize, man, you cannot share what you don't have. If your cup isn't full, you cannot give. And so this all starts with you. Somehow you got to create the financial abundance, the psychological intelligence, the emotional ability to feel, process, and that spirit will awaken. It will guide you. And I do my best to make this message practical and simple, right? Could talk about the astral body. We could talk about the pyramids. We could talk about Tesla and Einstein, which are actually somewhat practical with vibrational frequencies, but there's levels to this, right? And therefore, I speak to you as a human being, as someone else walking this journey, as a friend. You know what I mean? It's not as if, like, I truly don't know how I know what I know, but that's the point. I don't know how I know what I know. Something bigger than me has delivered this message in my heart, and I'm burning with it. And it's hard, but it's also beautiful. That's what makes life wonderful, is you saying, hey, I'm not just gonna be content, or being content is actually okay. I'm not gonna be complacent, is what I meant to say. I'm not gonna settle. Even though sometimes you can feel down, lonely, have no idea what to do next. Practically, what I say to you is we're going to rip off some of the fundamentals. If you can go to bed on time, if you can understand what you're waking up for, if you can have a bigger picture vision where you see that where you are right now, you're working for something. Not once I get this, then I'll be good, but this is a bigger picture game at play. It's a bigger picture game. And that's why the breath matters, because the game's so big that if you do not learn how to zoom out, but also zoom in, you're fucked. You zoom out too much, you're just airy. You don't have any execution, no rhythm, no motion, no creation. You'll never get the financial wealth to let the resources compound to make the message soar. But all simultaneously, you need both ends. You know, if you're always zoomed in, then you never get the bigger picture. You never build for humanity. You're just a little selfish, and I'm not attacking you. If you feel offended, we all have that selfishness in us. It's important to notice the root of insecurity, greed, and emotional reactivity, right? You get to this point where you realize, man, so many people are playing this game on such a fucking dimwit level. And I love you. I love you. And I know you're not a dimwit. And even those people out there that you come to me and you may be, however, I'm not gonna call you a dimwit. You know, it matters. Matters the tone, the approach, the body language, the worldview, the perspective. Where do you stand? Right? Some people may need to get a little jester out of them. But this isn't about me. This is about us. And the big picture is just learning how to breathe, baby. Learning how to put your life together. So that means, right, the practicals. We got the exercise. We have understanding kind of what are you waking up for? Why do you do what you do? What do you actually care about? What gets you excited? I know those are sometimes a little basic, but what I'm saying is take these questions, take one question, take a pen if you feel some way in your life and start writing. I promise you. Basically, you have a few modes, right? You have creative mode. So what I would recommend is take a specific category or just your entire life and just make a huge list. And then come back to that list after you went outside. And don't think about the list while you're outside. Breathe, breathe. Don't forget to breathe. And then you come back inside and you organize that list. You use a hierarchy. You add some structure, some order, some categorization to the list. Get a little clear, right? So you understand, all right, what do I need to do now? What's the biggest stone? Here's a metaphor for you. If you have a cup, and in that cup you put all the small stuff in first, you have no room for the bigger stones because the small stuff fills it all up. You put the big stones in first, then you put the small stuff in. The small stuff works around the big stuff, okay? So you got to understand what's the fucking big stuff in your life. What do you actually care about? I'll give you an honest example, really. I've always felt that I'm meant to be a leader, a father, someone that creates a beautiful family, raises children without traumatizing them, yeah? But then also simultaneously I have this pull, this attraction, right? Beauty, beautiful woman. I know what matters to me, and it isn't the pleasure of chasing beautiful woman after beautiful woman after beautiful woman. I feel that in me, right? There's that attraction, but I have awareness of that and I'm letting it go. I'm burning that karmic seed. You know, you got to go through these things in life, be extraordinarily honest about, man. So I have that attraction, but something in me is more. It's deeper. It's bigger than that shallow pleasure, right? What does Drew say? What does Drew say? He says increase sacrifice or reduce desire. Ultimately, breathe and your breath will guide. When you breathe, when you bring that attention, that awareness to your gut, your body, you're fully here, that will guide you. You don't need to worry about everything. You do need to journal. You do need to have some practical actions that are grounding, right? We're outside. We go for walks. We lift weights. We do jujitsu, right? We work. We build walls. We do masonry. We do walkways. We do patios. Right? You need work, you need grounding stuff, you need healthy nutrition. Figure out what drives you. For me, I've always known I'm meant to be outdoors. I could never work a corporate job inside. I know I won't need to work masonry for much longer. I know that I will be paid to exist very soon. It's coming. But all simultaneously, let me tell you, I've been working on this for so many years, so many doubts, so many fears, so much insecurity, so much not knowing what's next, so much uncertainty. You know what? Focus on your breath. Breathe. It'll guide you. You are not alone, and you are alone. What I mean is that it's you and you. You connect to yourself, then you'll learn how to connect with others. But you'll never have communion without first healing, without first doing work, without burning in fucking hell. So, when you're honest, you learn because you get strong, because you look at the weight. You understand the game you're in. You see that, man, this thing is majestic. This thing, we're in a intelligent fucking thing, man. The way that humans are created, the sensitivity of the nervous system is almost, well, it's immense. And you got to learn how to process this stuff. My main message is really like, hey, you got the power within you. It's what the church doesn't want you to know. You have the power in you. This is what Christ said. God is within you. You know why Christ wasn't, you know why he was who he was? Because he saw through humanity. He saw through humanity. Because he saw through himself and realized what the fuck he actually is. And what you are? You're a human, but this is just a vessel. It's just a vessel. You are not just this body. You're not just your thoughts. So learn how to feel. Learn how to be real. When you do that, you'll change the world. And I mean, if we're really honest, our world's, it needs some change, and it's changing. It's not like, hey, we have to unite to change the world. No, you change, we unite naturally. You know, same words, tone. Tone's different, right? That's what life's about. Words are just this thing, this way that we communicate what is incommunicable. So I love you. I care for you. Wishing you a great day. You know, brick after brick, one day at a time, one breath at a time. Figure out what actions charge you. Figure out what's worthwhile. Journal. Get clear. Have some form of a structure that is loose. Don't make your life a mechanical system, because then you'll be in hell. If it's force, if it's everyday, same shit, you'll be in hell. So you got to learn how to be intelligent, how to feel, how to be honest, how to change. And that'll all learn. That'll help you learn how to erode the thing which is the prison. Much love. Have a great day. Share it with a friend. Let's go. Got the book in the description. Yeah. See you soon.